I'll decrease the JMT volume here. I think that.
Master, we're ready.
Is it me?
Yes, Master.
Oh, okay.
We're live.
Okay, hello everyone. Good evening. Okay, hello. Welcome to our first Dharma talk of the Fochi here at Dharma Treasury in San Francisco. Thank you all for coming. What does it look like? Do I see what looks like Brady in Way Mountain Temple? Am I correct? Whoa, Brady, welcome back. Oh my goodness. Everyone, say hello to Brady. Brady. Hello, Brady. Oh, how you doing? That bad, huh? You lost your voice.
I'm fine, perhaps even a little stronger than I was before the unfortunate incident. My heart rebelling on me.
Oh, wow. Brady had some heart triple bypass surgery, am I correct?
That's correct.
Wow, that's and he survived and he came back. Oh, we're very glad to see you again.
Well, thank you very much.
We are in no hurry to see you in the Pure Land, okay? Take your time.
Oh, absolutely. More time down here, it'd be fine.
Okay, okay. Take it easy. Thank you. That's Brady with a goatee, and he still has a goatee. Okay, let's see. This is our first 40 here at Dharma Treasury, so we're excited. We're glad you all can make it, all can join us. I was sitting there doing the evening ceremony and looked at the altar. It looks how beautifully adorned it is. It's so impressive. If you should see it just a few days ago, it looks like a war zone. It looks like we're in Ukraine or something. Well, anyway, it's amazing how good of a job people did here at Dharma Treasury. So I'm very grateful and a good job. Huh? It's excellent. It's incredible. You don't realize it, but so much work goes into this, not just adorning this way place, the altar, but also getting all the technology, internet, sound system, and so forth up to speed. And it's not quite ready, quite complete yet, but it's good enough for us to get going. So thank you, crew, for your hard work. All right, so tonight we also like to welcome some new people here at Dharma Treasury. You should know that we're not ready yet, so it's really not open to the public. It's only by invitation only. So we are pleased you're all here with us. This is the very first Fochi here in San Francisco. We're excited about the fact we're able to be here in San Francisco and do Dharma propagation. Dharma at San Francisco, as I envisioned it, would be the starting point of our major Pure Land campaign, where we unfurl our American Pure Land Dharma door and proclaim to the world what we do in terms of the Pure Land Dharma door, which is, I call it American because it's quite, I feel, a lot more comprehensive than the Asian Dharma door, so Pure Land Dharma door. And as in time, you find out more and more why. Okay, And one of the aspects is that we focus on training you to help you either develop the Buddha recitation samadhi so that you can be on your own and you can get to the Pure Land by developing that samadhi yourself, or if not, then we'll help you get to the Pure Land. But the emphasis here is training, training, training. We want you to keep on improving your Buddha recitation skills, in particular, the foundation of which is the samadhi level. So that's why we call it, I branded American Mahayana, American Chan, American Pure Land, because I feel it's significantly more comprehensive than the other Dharma doors that are being practiced right now in the world. And you want that's really the only interest for me is for you, number one, develop your samadhi power right now so that you reap the benefits of your cultivation this very lifetime. Hopefully, if you're that good, you become enlightened too, like many of you have done so already. I've been teaching for the last 15, 16 years and been very fortunate to have very competent disciples. The chef is as good as the raw ingredients he could find. So we've been very lucky. Our people are very special. You're all very special, as the marketing people say. But it's a pleasure to be working with people like you, and the results speak for themselves. It's not about me, it's about you. My interest is to help you develop the skills and samadhi power. Talk is talk, talk is cheap. It's about whether you can realize the benefit yourself as quickly as possible. And if not, then I hope that you can go to the Pure Land, where you find Amitabha Buddha waiting for you, and make sure you put in a good word for me. Okay. All right. So tonight, as usual, for the Fochi, we have our Dharma talk for about an hour and a half to indoctrinate you, to teach you, help you open your wisdom. The Dharma talks are very important to us in our training, and because it's a combination. This is what I learned from great Master YongHua. You need to have both the hard work, meaning your own personal practice with guidance, and as well as the instruction. The instructions are what I've been realizing the last year and a half or so is so critical, because the instructions are what separates gradual teaching from sudden teaching. Mahayana, the characteristics of Mahayana, the quintessential Mahayana is about sudden teaching. Shakyamuni Buddha, when he taught the Dharma, it's primarily sudden teaching. Remember when he first spoke Dharma to the 5 bhikshus in the deer park? He spoke a sermon, and after the sermon, one of his 5 previous attendants reached first stage arhatship, and that's called sudden teaching. Okay, so that you can attain the fruitions very, very quickly, and that's a trademark of Mahayana teaching. So that's why the instructions are very, very critical in the training, and so our teaching is very balanced. Our training is much more balanced in general, because you have to put in the hard work, and then you have questions, you ask questions, and we give you instruction on how to resolve your questions. All right. So please feel free to ask questions to all of us anytime, because it will help you. Would help you make progress a lot quicker I didn't have that luxury. I was cultivating, so I'm making sure that you're able to do that. If I had the chance, I would have not have to spend so much time figuring things out myself. Because in Mahayana training, it can be summarized in just one sentence: follow a good no advisor. And I find it to be so wise. I'm still looking and try to find a good no advisor who I can follow. I know of one that after this lifetime, I hope to be in the Pure Land with Amitabha Buddha. I feel is one of the best good no advisors there is in the entire world, the entire universe. So I'm looking forward to having him if he would help me at the end of this life. So that's one thing there I look forward to. And until then, I'm still looking for a good no advisor to help me make progress a lot quicker. Because in Mahayana, the nature of the two levels, if you are not enlightened yet, then you are classified as, shall we say, how shall we call it? Begin with an S. Stupid? Sounds familiar? You're so stupid because, unenlightened people are so stupid because they cannot understand. You explain to them, they don't get it. It doesn't matter. The things that so obvious, and yet you explain to stupid people. They fight you, they argue with you, they disagree, and that's why it's so difficult to teach stupid people, like Shakyamuni Buddha realized. When after he became a Buddha, he looked at the humankind and he says, "It's too much work. These guys, it's too much work. It's not worth it." And so he wasn't planning on teaching until the king of the first dhyana heaven and the chakra, the second desire heaven god, intervened and asked the Buddha to teach. So the point here is that to teach stupid people is very time-consuming. It takes a lot out of you. Even the Buddha hesitated. And so that's why it's very, very difficult to teach stupid people. And they're also another kind of people where they are enlightened, but they also are very difficult to teach as well. You can imagine that even after you become enlightened, some of them are pretty ignorant. We don't call them stupid anymore. We call them ignorant because they're not stupid. They can be taught, but they need to be taught in order to overcome their ignorance. So that's why in Mahayana we have used two terms very precisely. People who are unenlightened, we call them stupid people, special and stupid people. Okay, and the people who are enlightened, they are special but ignorant. Okay, so you will. So that's why we realize that if you were to try to figure out your ways yourself, like I did, it's very, very grueling, very time-consuming, and it's rather difficult, virtually impossible. So that's why the Chinese sages, ancients of the Chinese of old, they taught us, look for good no advisor, which applies to people at all levels. So that's why now I've been looking for good no advisor for the last 25 years, and I still haven't been able to find one. And unfortunately for me, my master told me, Master Sheng told me to start teaching 16 years ago. So I'm doing what I'm told. So even though I haven't found a good no advisor in the flesh yet, I still take him as my good advisor and he does teach me occasionally when I had to be taught. Okay, the last several years, yes, I don't know where he's been. He hasn't talked to me yet. Well, anyway, and so that's a story of my life. He only gave me a few instructions here and there, which actually changed my world. In fact, the last instruction he gave me is not that. The last instruction he gave me was, you should teach them the hands and eyes. Okay, I've been hoping for a chance to teach my disciples the hands and eyes, because it's one of the treasures he brought to our world. So finally he gave me the permission to do that. And before that, the instruction was, you should teach them. So it seems like the instructions come in, every 5, 6 years, 7 years or so. But I haven't heard from him for quite a while. So anyway, and so since he's not here physically, I'm still looking for a good no advisor physically. I'm hoping to find one. And if not, as I said, I know of one in the Pure Land, waiting to teach all of us, eagerly waiting to teach all of us. Amitabha Buddha has very strong affinities with all of us in the living beings in the Saha world. In particular, I know that many of you have great affinities with Amitabha Buddha, so I strongly urge you to make a vow to go to the West and do everything possible to go to the West this very lifetime. Stop fooling around. This Saha world is not a good place for you. It's very unsafe, very dangerous. And after this, even though you have great blessings to be able to hear this American Pure Land Dharma door, do not take things for granted. You've got to try to go there as soon as possible, this very lifetime. Okay? So part of the instructions here is we do research and we continue to study Great Master YongHua's teachings on Pure Land. And I will try to interpret them for you so that it's more appropriate for you. In particular, when he taught this Pure Land Dharma door, it was like in Asia or in the early days, or to his Chinese followers, which I find a little bit too Chinese. So that's why we listen to it, because I believe strongly that he was the last known Pure Land patriarch. So his teaching is very, very advanced, actually, more advanced than most of us are able to understand. So that's why we make it a point to try to first learn from the sages and take it from there. So again, please feel free to ask questions anytime. So we actually invested a lot in technology, in the internet, in the inter-temples, and bought a lot of equipment instead of adorning our way places or buying nice statues and so forth. We first would invest in the technology so that we make the Dharma more available to everyone, more widespread, and then allow everyone to participate, more people to participate in our Dharma assemblies, so that we can learn from the sages as well as learn from each other. In fact, I learn a lot from your questions and from your comments, so please feel free. Okay, comments right away. Yes, green. First, green. Number 2.
Okay.
2.
Hi. Master, 我讲中文可以吗？
You can speak in Chinese. We have translators. So
Okay.
whatever makes you feel comfortable.
OK, thank you. 今天下午的那个我们有那个念阿弥陀佛的这个课，我有2个问题，就是第一个问题是我们在坐着念了之后的话，最后的话节奏非常快。那么进入了默念之后的话，我是应该跟着那个节奏 很快的默念呢，还是我想办法找到我自己的节奏默念会比较好？这是第一个问题。第二个问题是，当我们结束了课程之后的话，我们去吃饭，去劳动，在这个过程中的话，我们还是要，或者是跟别人交流，在这个过程中的话，我们还是要在心里头继续默念阿弥陀佛呢，还是不用念也可以，就跟着这个课程的 schedule 走就可以了。谢谢。
Okay.
2个question。
Yes, please, go ahead.
So Dongsheng has 2 questions. He has, this afternoon we did a Buddha recitation session. At the end of the sitting, and when we recite Emitofuo, and it gets faster and faster in terms of the frequency. So then we stop and sitting in silence. So should I use my own pace or I follow the fastest pace? This is question number 1. Question number 2 is after the Buddha recitation session, and we went to dinner, and I socialized with other cultivators. Should I stop reciting Buddha's name, or I should still recite?
Okay, good questions. Oh, this gentleman is new, but he's so eager to know the technical details. That's impressive. Very good. Does anyone have answers to these questions? I've never had questions this technical before. Yeah. Anyone has any ideas? Okay. First of all, this is a great Dharma assembly, and therefore you follow what everyone is doing. So when you were during the recitation session where you go very fast, Emitofuo, and so forth, and then all of a sudden they stop. Okay, then you follow you do your own recitation silently. That's all the instruction is. Meaning that you do it silently, so naturally you go at your own pace. So it doesn't matter, it's no longer about fast or slow, but the process is you just continue to recite at however you like. You could go fast, you could go slow, you will go fast and you slow down, whatever, it doesn't matter. But you recite, you continue to recite the Buddha's name silently at the exclusion of everything else. You drop all the thinking except for the Buddha's name. That's all. That's all you have to remember. Okay, so if you say, you recite in the process of reciting, you say, oh, this is too slow, this is too fast. What's that? It's called a false thought. So it doesn't matter. Okay, you keep reciting, it's slow, fast. You don't care. Okay, we don't care. Is it clear? Okay, very good. Number 2, when eating and you socialize with people, do you continue to recite or you stop reciting? It depends how much you like that person. If someone, you don't take seriously, keep reciting silently, That's what you do, naturally, yes? That's what everyone else is doing too to you, by the way. It's called the Great Assembly Dharma, okay? So, yes, preferably you continue to recite, and actually, it's a good practice, first of all. It's social time. You have a lot to learn. We all can learn from each other. I know when you go to a Chinese temple, like I was at many Chinese temples, including my master's temples, we told to just recite the Buddha's name and be serious about it. It's like a matter of life and death. I'm of the opposite persuasion. I don't believe in that. I believe that this is a learning experience, so I like to learn from the others. In particular, there are others around you who are much better than you. And therefore, this is probably one of the rare few times where you'll be able to be surrounded by such superior people. Okay? So this is a time to open your ears and relax and be more humble and learn from the others around you. Similarly, when you go to the Pure Land, it's the same exact thing. You'll be surrounded by people who are far superior than you, right next to you. You can't even tell. And that's how we cultivate in the Pure Land. Because Amitabha Buddha found it to be the best way to cultivate is for you to be with everyone else. Great assembly Dharma again, but in particular, in the Pure Land, you'll be surrounded by bodhisattvas, so many bodhisattvas who are far better than you. And yet, they still cultivate next to you because it's beneficial for them as well as for you. Okay? If you're low level, then you can learn a lot from bodhisattvas. And bodhisattvas, even though they're better than you, they can, number one, when they cultivate next to you, they help you progress a lot quicker, number one. Number two, they also are learning from you as well, believe it or not. The low-level bodhisattvas complain. They say, I don't like it. Can I be with people better than me? And so forth. But eventually they figure out why. Okay, so my point here is that unlike you cultivate at home or many other places, I'm very proud of the fact that we've been quietly preparing our people, training our people, so that when you come to our assemblies, we have plenty of people. I can assure you that who are far better than you. So socializing with them, talking to them, is a great learning experience. Please take advantage of it. Enjoy the food, enjoy the company, and relax, okay? And if you can, when you can think about it and recite the Buddha's name. What I do is that I recommend many of you who join our assemblies to try to, number one, open your eyes and open your ears and learn from the people around you, okay? These are outstanding people, I assure you. And many of them, many of them are invisible, and you can't even tell. But they will find invisible ways to help influence you, to help you in your cultivation. So be humble, open your heart, okay? Don't think so highly of yourself. Trust me, there are plenty of people who are far better than you. Far better, I assure you. I don't care how good you are. Okay, how good you think you are. Even you're very high level right now, there's still people who are much better than you. Okay, and that's how the cultivation is done in the Pure Land. You're always surrounded by people who are far better than you. So teach you a lesson of humility, of being respectful, being grateful. And once you understand that, it's quite enjoyable. And furthermore, also, it's still the same instruction for the major Pure Land Dharma door. That is, keep on reciting when you can. When you remember, instead of thinking something else, okay, complaining, and so recite. So use some beads. I advocate reciting with tactile. You use your fingers, okay, so that you keep on. Every time you go one beat, that's Emitofuo, Emitofuo, Emitofuo. Okay. Do we have any beads that we can give out? We didn't bring them, huh? Okay. Tough luck. Okay. All right. So that's. Is that clear? No. That's not for me. I have my own beads. I don't like it. Okay. You have standards for beats, Okay, next person. Yes, back here. 4.
A Di Đà Phật, thưa thầy, hồi sáng này thầy nói là nếu mà cái samadhi mà increase thì that's good, but they have a disadvantage too. So what you mean by disadvantage?
Did I say the disadvantage?
Yes.
Don't believe everything I tell you, please. Of course, there's disadvantages. When your samadhi increases, then you have to move again. You have to move to new quarters, new requirements. Now you are higher level, so with it comes more responsibilities. Okay. What are the disadvantages? You guys have been going to higher level of samadhis. What are the disadvantages of having a higher level of samadhis? In general, I feel that the advantages far outweigh the disadvantages. Okay, disadvantages is kind of more difficult to be humble. You're better than before, And people don't realize it's so annoying. You know what I mean? People still treat you like, you the way you were before. Yuck. Okay? Anyone else has any ideas? Do you remember what the disadvantages were? Yes, Malcolm.
Master, you get attacked by demons.
Attack demons. Attacked by more demons, to be precise. That happens. Yeah, that too. Yes, number 8.
Can I say disadvantage and also repent? Am I allowed to do that?
A what?
To share one disadvantage of samadhi level goes up, and also I want to repent.
You have to repent?
Yeah.
Now?
If you allow.
Okay, go ahead and repent.
So I want to repent is, so when I get angry, I hurt people more. And if I'm arrogant, and then...
You arrogant? No.
So
that's not possible.
I want to repent and apologize to Jane. And I have been rude and arrogant to her.
It's kind of late, isn't it? It's too late. The damage is done. She's hurt already.
She can improve her samadhi level.
Okay.
So sincerely, I would like to repent. And so this time, 40 is the good time to do it. And so I ask for her forgiveness. And I repent to the Buddha.
So American.
And also I want to repent to Jimmy. I was rude to him. And I was have some arrogant comments about his car.
You cannot touch his car. Come on. You know better than that.
Yeah, I didn't know better. As the master said, and we are all stupid.
Speak for yourself. Yeah. Anyone else here you like to repent to? Only 2 people? Seriously? Arrogant, and you're only arrogant towards two people?
Many. And you said the Dharma talk is only 1 hour.
Okay, she'll write an open letter, we'll publish it, put it on the wall, okay, and on the internet. All right, anyone would like to respond to that? Jimmy, of course, said, I'm not talking to you anymore. Too late. Jean, go ahead. Oh, Jean happened to be here. Oh, my goodness. What a coincidence. Number 3.
I don't know. I'm not sure if she has to repent to me. It's not like I don't really understand.
Didn't matter at all, really?
No. I'll say I don't know if she should do that, because I guess you repent when you break some precept, or I don't know. I mean, she's arrogant to people, so I'm just happen to be afflicted. So I told her that.
You're not offended at all?
I was offended, yeah, because I was also.
You weren't offended?
I was.
At all?
No, I was afflicted.
You were offended?
Yeah, I was, yeah.
You were offended?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, it's
terrible.
Well, it's my fault that I got afflicted, so I don't.
You still get offended? Who was offended?
No one. Yeah, I was being stupid.
See, it helps to be with stupid people to see how stupid you are. That's a great advantage of the Great Assembly Dharma. You're with so many stupid people that you're bound to be offended and say, why should I be offended? It's such stupid people. Okay, so it works both ways. You see that? All right. Okay, then let's move on. I have nothing to say. You both very special. Okay. All right. Anything else? Anyone else? Anyone would like to give advices to this arrogant person? Okay, it's forgiven, I guess. Yes? Yes, I cannot see the number. 5, thank you.
Thank you, Master. I don't have any advice, but I would like to share some comment that something that I have experienced from learning, the clinical that I learned from, the theory that I learned from our practice with the tactile stimulation that you teach us. So I get to the point where I just touch anything in my head, I will just say Emitofuo. And then I took care of my mom at night, and sometime 2-3 o'clock in the morning, she will cry, and then I say, Mom, what happened? And she say, 3 of my girl, they passed away. I have to fold their clothes. And she think that my sister and I was dying. And then to get her focus on the positive and chanting Emitofuo, what I did was I say, Mom, when I hold your hand, and if you feel my touch from massaging your hand like this, then you say Emitofuo, Emitofuo, Emitofuo. And the first few times when I say it, and then she repeat after me, after that, I just touch her hand and she go Emitofuo, Emitofuo. And she fell asleep after that, chanting for a while. So thank you for the teaching, Master. And I was able to apply that at home for my mom. She's 96. Thanks.
Okay, what she's sharing with you is that when you realize that your mind has inappropriate thoughts, when you're afflicted, then you can simply use the proper thought instead of dwelling on negative thoughts like anger and arrogance or resentment. When you realize you have such negative thoughts, then you substitute those thoughts with the Buddha's name. That's part of the reasons, one of the major reasons why we teach you to recite the Buddha's name. You're practicing reciting the Buddha's name because you can use it anywhere, anytime at all. So when you're in trouble, you need help, you're in danger here. For example, here in San Francisco, stay away from Oakland. Okay? Oakland is not good for Asians. Okay? And they somehow there are a lot of Asians get attacked in Oakland. So if you have to sneak out and go somewhere, don't go to Oakland, please. Okay? And you happen to be in a place where you are in danger or something, call out the Buddha's name, call out Amitabha's name, call out Wanyan's name, call out Medicine Master Buddha's name, okay? And you get help, I assure you, okay? When you are also need help, because when you realize you're angry, you're arrogant, you're being stupid, you need help. Call out the names, that's why. Okay, it works. It really works. Thank you for sharing that with us. You can teach that to your mother, you teach that to your children, and the way you teach them is to wait until they get very angry and they get upset. They do stupid things and they get very afflicted. Then you patiently wait, and then you wait until they can't take it anymore. Then is the best time to teach them. You know? Ask them, do you like being like this? You don't. I'll teach you a way to get out of this state very quickly. Recite the Buddha's name when you're this way. Recite Wanyan's name when you're this way. Recite Emitofuo when you realize you're arrogant and you're fighting. Yeah? You're hurting someone. All right? Or you're being hurt. All right, it's a cure-all for all your afflictions. And that's when you do that, you also are repenting as well. When you recite the Buddha's name, you're that good. You'll be able to erase 81 great kalpas of offenses. Something to look forward to. It's a real skill for you. Okay? Emitofuo, and 81,000 kalpas of offenses are poof, gone. Isn't that cool? Why bother repenting? That's why I don't repent anymore. You say, Emitofuo, Emitofuo. Wei Mountain has a question.
WMT April. Master, how much can one benefit from participating in the Foqi? Why do I get so much obstruction to join the Foqi, last Foqi, and this Foqi?
Repeat the question, please. I missed the first part.
From WMT Apple. Master, how much can one benefit? Master, how much can one benefit from participating in the Foqi? Why do I get so much obstruction to join the Foqi, last Foqi, and this Foqi?
Well, there's two sides to the equation. Okay, you get obstructions. It's because yes, you get a lot of benefits. That's why you obstructed. Meaning that the reason that you cannot participate, you cannot join the Foqi because the benefits will be too good for you. So that's why they stop you. Your karmic obstruction will have to stop you so that you cannot gain those benefits, those great benefits, and therefore the benefits are very, very substantial for you. That's why your past creditors are doing their best to discourage you, to stop you from participating. Okay, that's typical, and that also works both ways. Number one, it says that the Dharma door here is very powerful, very beneficial. That's why they had to come and stop you. Because you get those benefits, then they will resolve a lot of your problems. Okay. However, because on the other hand, because you have so many obstructions, that means that you don't have enough blessings to be able to overcome them. So you should do a couple of things. Number one, when you realize you have obstructions, I recommend you recite, she's spy number 2, right? Apple UMT. Okay, let's see what her background is. So she's a spy, therefore they have a spy Dharma doors. Where she came from, Master YongHua's temples, they practice a lot this Dharma called Ta Chư Tô An Ern An Li Pi Sơ Ti Pi La Ba Sơ La Tô Li Ban Tô Pan Tô Ni Ba Sơ La Ni Ba U Sin Du Lu Yung Ban So Pa He. There you go. So at Master YongHua's temples, they recite this every day, every night. They don't realize the Master YongHua instruction is designed to help them when they recite it every day for 108 times, is to crush the obstructions. When you cultivate and you encounter the great Dharma door, the great practice is so beneficial for you, they will come and stop you. That's why for us in our world, we recite Ta Chư Tô every day. She should do that. Are you doing that, huh? Spy number 2? You should do that. Okay? And so you should try to take care of yourself by doing that. Go ahead, Wei Mountain.
One comment and 2 more questions. So Alex says a disadvantage of higher samadhi is being unrelatable to others. You can never be normal again, and karma is more heavy because you know the truth of the consequences of your actions.
Oh. Is he complaining that his wife, he can't relate to his wife anymore? Is this what it's about? No, Alex, take everything. Don't think so much. Just take it, okay? Keep going. Don't think so much. Don't try to understand everything, Alex. It's not a big of a deal. What you can understand right now is no big deal. Okay? Alex is very smart. He figures everything out, and it's not necessary. Understanding, and the real understanding comes when you stop thinking, you stop trying so hard to understand. That's his problem. He tries to understand too much instead of just dropping it. I don't know, I'm just going to follow my instruction. I work. When I have a chance to recite the Buddha's name, I recite the Buddha's name. That's what you should be doing. It's a chance for you right now to do that. So do your best to do that. Now after you're done, go back to your life. Do your own, live a normal life. That's all. Don't worry about it, okay? Where were we? Oh yeah, the spy number 2. So you should, she should do the Ta Chư Tô every day. And if the good news is that because she's a spy, and therefore they try to stop her from coming, so that shows that these Buddha recitation weeks are very beneficial for her. That's why they try to stop her. So that's it should be a reminder that now she has to work harder and to try to make it and create more blessings to make it. Obstructions can be resolved by those mantras or by blessings. Okay? Meaning that if she has blessings with this particular Dharma door, with this particular temple, with this particular event, then they can't stop her. They've been able to stop her so far is because really her 2 things, her blessings are inadequate. That's why they're able to stop her. Really. The reason you're here is because your karmic, your obstructions try to stop you from coming, I assure you, but they could not. That's why you're still here, and you're here. Number 2, your skills in trying to resolve the obstructions are still not good enough yet to deal with your obstructions. So get more blessings. Okay? All right. Wei Mountain has 2 more questions.
WMT Apple said, "Thank you, Master. You are too kind and compassionate to a spy."
Yes, I know. When it comes from a spy, don't believe anything they tell you.
From WMT Daniel, in the Catholic religion, negative thoughts are not considered sins if you ignore or drop the negative thought. In the contrary, it is a part of the test. In Buddhism, is it an offense to just have a negative thought? I have always wondered about that.
In Buddhism, it depends on what kind of negative thoughts. Most negative thoughts are sins, if you will. Some negative thoughts are good stuff. Okay, we let him figure it out. It's okay. The Catholics love riddles, that's why you confuse the heck out of them. Okay, next question.
2 more questions. From Diego, Master Emitofuo, I've been trying lately to get better with my lotus position. I've been able to do it now for a couple of seconds, but I've noticed that my body is full of stress and it's so tense. How can I start getting rid of all that tension in my body?
Keep sitting. Okay, next question.
From Jesus, Master, can we recite Tuo if we are not at home?
Not always, not everywhere. I prefer you recite at home where it's safe. Okay, so there are places definitely when you should avoid reciting that. Don't recite in hospitals. Don't recite in cemeteries. Avoid reciting at funeral homes, places like that, where you know some places are full of demons. If you recite it, you're bound to offend some demons. Okay, and when they get offended, may not be good for you. Okay, is that it? Yes.
One more.
One more.
One more.
Okay.
Master, YongHua, she wants to share this. Master Emitofuo, recently I take care of my 90-year-old mom. I was surprised that I teach to chant Emitofuo. She quiet obediently the chanting. I feel so blessed because other children teach her and she won't follow.
Who is this?
YongHua.
YongHua?
I think she's new.
Okay, very good. Then congratulations. It's wonderful when your mother is able to recite the Buddha's name, and that's very good. That means that, as the patriarchs said, the Pure Land patriarchs proclaim, when you recite the Buddha's name, you will be born in the Pure Land. It's a wonderful thing. So you did more good for your mother than you realized. Congratulations. Okay, now what's left is try to help her get there sooner. All right, excellent. Yes, there's a question here. Number 3, there's 2 more.
Mind, I just have another question where I try to understand more, so I think I will just drop.
You just drop the question? Okay, fine. 8.
Hello, Master. This is Apple from San Jose. Actually...
Wait a minute. Something is off here. It should be Apple from San Francisco from now on.
Actually, I have the same problem with the Apple from LA. I thought I can stay awake for the 40, but I can't now. So I did 2 things. First, I talk to some venerables, complain a lot, and I feel better. Second things, I try to contribute my time to temple, and that make me feel better. So I keep doing things like that. And next time I will try to recite the digital. Yeah.
Okay, very good. And there, two.
Master, I got a question about the Dossier mantra. At work, I've been, at first I'm focused, and then I notice that I'm not focused, and then I start reciting that, and I know I'm in a bad place, but it's been working for me, though. Because I'm in these dangerous areas, and then I feel like it's some kind of, I don't know if it's a ghost or whatever, but I need to focus on getting the job done. So what do you think?
In your case here, because you drive around a lot with your work, I would not recite Dajito because you don't know where you're going to be. So it's much safer to not offend. I would do Yao Shi Ru Lai. Count on Yao Shi Ru Lai's protection. Okay? Dajito is more offensive. Dajito is designed to crush, to break through. And in your case, it's more defensive. Don't offend.
Every time I've been reciting the Yao Shi Ru Lai, and it's never worked. I've never regained the focus back at the job.
Never? Then do Dajito.
No.
We easy going. We don't. What works for you is fine. But when you get in trouble, remember. Yes, 3.
Is that why we don't do 108 digital at our temples?
I'm sorry.
Is that
once again?
Is that why we don't do digital 108 times in Master's Temple, as opposed to like the spy number 2 temple?
Oh, no, we do it too. Here, do we do
Not
it?
every day, right?
Yeah. Are you awake? Yeah.
No?
Sorry, I didn't mean to disrupt your sleep. And they're so used to me, Master, it's the same, so boring. Okay, do we do it here at our temple? Dajito, we do it every day too, right? Yeah. Because Master YongHua, when he gives instruction, it's particularly tailored for us, for our second and third generations. That's why we follow his instructions very, very seriously, very religiously. We do recite it in order to resolve our karmic obstruction, in particular because we do a lot, we engage a lot more. We add more of the vanguard. We're spreading more, we're disseminating more, doing more Dharma propagation than the other side. That's why we need even more of those things. That's why we need even more of the hands and eyes. By the way, I'm not stupid. When he told me to transmit the hands and eyes to you, I was chuckling inside. You guys don't know what you're getting into. Because the reason you're being transmitted this Dharma door is because you're being asked to do more work. Not because you were special or anything. That's the truth. In Mahayana, you see, officially, we teach Pure Land and chant because that's what we can teach to everyone, all of you. But also, we also have the tantric tools as well. They're geared towards Dharma propagation. So when you teach those mantras, it's not good. It's not necessarily a good thing. It can mean that you have to use them down the road. Okay, I've been, I'm supposed to look into the Shrangama mantra now, but luckily for me, I've been delayed left and right for the last 6 months. I couldn't look into it. I'm so happy. That means I don't have to work that much harder. I'm overwhelmed with all sorts of things, so I don't have time, couldn't find the time. But now I'm rearranging my time so that I have to start looking into it again. So in general, the Chan and Pure Land are the core of our practice, especially the Foji here. It's very simple. The process is very simple, folks. Just follow along all day, and that's all you do. Don't think. Resist the temptation to say, this is stupid, this is not doing anything for me. Anyone? I was bored to death. Let me tell you, when I first participated in the first Qi I participated was 1 yin Qi. I said, oh God, this is so boring. This is so too Chinese, you know. The Chinese is so boring. I'd rather meditate, okay? I'm more of a Chan guy than Huan Yin guy. But anyway, don't fall for that. Just follow the schedule. Unfortunately, I wasn't given the proper instructions. Just follow the schedule. The way this Dharma door works is it's repetition. It takes time. That's all. It takes you entire day. 1 day, 2, 3, 4 days. You are a changed person. Okay. It's magical. Just follow along. Don't think too much. And all you have to do is resist the temptation to quit, to do something else because it's stupid. Okay? I know, for particular, many of you, especially the men's side, don't quite have the restrooms yet. So it's not that convenient for you. Yes? I don't know what happened today. I saw a lot of men, and I think they left early because they had to go. We didn't tell them where the restrooms are, right? Little things like that. Say, this is stupid. And because we were talking about that, my disciples were saying they reject the idea of renting some blue kiosks. You know, in the U.S., you know what blue kiosk means? Portable latrines. Anyway, it takes repetition. Unlike Chan, the Pure Land Dharma door is much more easygoing. It's just repetition. You need time. You need about a day's worth. Okay, typically, you have little bit of skill, it's 1 day's work. You have low skills like me, it takes about 3-4 days. I have too many false thoughts in my head. Go ahead, Jewel Kong.
네. 한국에서는 임종시에나 장례식 때 스님들을 청해서 연부를 해달라고 하는 경우가 많이 있습니다. 그러면 우리 스님들은 그때 이렇게 거절을 해야 되는지 저희가 어떻게 해야 되는지 가르쳐 주시기 바랍니다.
In Korea, at the time of death, monks and nuns are asked to recite for the sick person. At that time, do we need to reject that request?
Do we need to what?
Reject the request.
Reject the request?
Yes, they request us to recite some Buddha's name for when people are dying. Then we monks and nuns, should we reject that request?
Depends who you are. Okay, in most Buddhist temples, those ceremonies are where that's what bring in your revenues. Yes. So for most of us. For most of the temples, those rebirth ceremonies are a major source of income. So you can't really reject them. Okay? So, but whenever you recite the Buddha's name and help those people, because what you do is very important. In the Buddhist temples, when we do the 49-day service or recite, go to cemeteries and do the recitation, we actually are doing a lot more good than the monks and nuns realize. At their levels, if they execute the Dharma, those ceremonies as they're supposed to, like they taught, like the standardized ceremony, what they do is, what happened is they're creating tremendous blessings to help the deceased avoid falling into the three lower realms. That's a very important part of our Buddhist work. Okay? It really works. I know for low-level people like first dhyana, second dhyana nuns who are not serious about it, but not serious about cultivation, but their work is they're more interested in doing ceremonies to generate income for the temples. When they do that, they are actually still able to help a lot of deceased people. So that tells you this Dharma door is very, very important. Okay, for all the Buddhist temples. So seriously, you should not reject them at all, because this is what we do. This is what you are supposed to do, part of the Buddha's work. They probably, most of them will not make it to the Pure Land, but your work are actually helping them avoid falling into the three lower realms. And this is the first thing we Buddhist disciples know, is that avoid falling. Falling in three lower realm is very, very dangerous, a lot of suffering, a lot more than you can imagine. So that's why when you're able to help them avoid falling like that, it's well worth it, trust me. Okay? This is one of the major reasons that, to me, that I encourage people to go to the temples and get help from local temples, because it's so important. Okay, so please take it seriously. However, when you do that, you also are carrying a burden. If they don't fall into lower realms, that means someone else has to fall into lower realms. That means you. That's the nature of cause and effect. If they're supposed to fall and they don't, that means you will fall on their behalf. So I understand the question. Okay? Is it worth it for you? All the money they give you, is it worth it for you to fall in the lower realms? And what you're implying is that, I'm not sure I want to fall to the lower realms. Okay? I understand that. You're absolutely right. So if it's not your temples, I don't think it's worth it. Okay? You can't pay me enough to fall to the lower realms for you. Okay? It's not worth it at all. So yes, I share. From that perspective, it's not worth it at all. However, from a compassionate perspective, we have to help, because this is what we do. Clearly, no amount of money is enough for us to fall to lower realms, for anyone, for that matter. Okay? I don't care how much money, I would not. It's not worth it to me. It doesn't matter how much you pay, if that means I have to fall to lower realms for you. Okay? However, being a monk and nun has a deeper meaning than that. It's not for profit. Okay? We're doing this because of the goodness in our heart. And we want to help people. If we can help people provide a little bit of relief for them, like avoid falling into the three lower realms, to us, it should be a big motivation to do that, okay? It is a price to pay. And for those of you, once you know that you will have to substitute for the people you help in avoiding suffering, because you take on the suffering yourself. You have to suffer on their behalf. There's no free lunches. You know that. You are Sunim. You know that there's cause and effect. Okay, someone is supposed to be hurt. Someone's supposed to suffer. And if they don't, then if you intervene, then you have to suffer. And even though we know that in Mahayana we still do it, and that's called compassion. Okay? And you do that, then you should know that you should definitely, there's a need for you to get some help so that you also can avoid falling and actually use the opportunity to improve your skills and become a better nun, a better monk. All right? So, in general, my answer is no, I hope you don't. I understand if you're smart, you would not. No money is worth it, okay, for falling to three lower realms. But we do it out of compassion, out of goodness in our heart, because we believe in what we do. We became monks and nuns for that reason. We have the dharmas, the tools, to help provide a little bit of relief for the people who trust us, who ask us for help. Okay? So that's why in our temple, we're not like crazy about trying to help everyone and do 49 days and rebirth and stuff like that, because we know there's a price to pay. Okay? Don't think we're that crazy about it. We're not. I'm not. Okay? I enjoy my life too much. But on the other hand, if people trust you and people ask you for help, that's why you wear your Joge order clothes, because that's to tell people, I'm here. I have the Dharma that can help you, can help your mother, can help your parents, can help your ancestors get some relief from their suffering. This is the meaning of my life. This is the symbol, these garbs, these left-home people's clothing symbolize that. This is what I represent. So if you know that, I hope that you then will not refuse to help, and at the same time understand that it carries some consequences when you meddle. You help people, then you have to fall on their behalf. Therefore, in Mahayana, the Buddha is very compassionate. When you're willing to do that, then you also should be looking for developing the skills, looking for good advisors to help you develop skills to avoid falling yourself. Does it make sense? Okay? It takes first that. First, it takes you as a nun to, even though you know there's a heavy price to pay, okay, in helping others, you're still willing to do that. Then when you do that, put your palms together and ask Amitabha Buddha and say, Amitabha Buddha, okay, now you know I'm falling because of your Dharma door. Can you help me? Get some teachers or something to teach me so that I won't fall. Does it make sense? Okay, very good. Good question. Kong, go ahead.
This is a question from Teacher Hesun. When she recites mantra, afflictions arise. Then which one is better? Keep reciting same mantra or switching to reciting Amitabha Buddha's name and then back to reciting same mantra?
Okay, baby, I could not quite hear your first couple of sentences.
This is from Teacher Hesun.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Teacher. Okay, teacher. Not teacher is
Teacher.
Yeah, teacher. Yeah, teacher.
Teacher.
Yeah,
Teacher Hesun.
Okay.
Okay. When she recites mantra, afflictions arise.
What arise?
Affliction.
Affliction arise. No, it never happens to us.
And which one is better? Keep reciting mantra or switching to reciting Amitabha Buddha's name and then back to reciting the same mantra?
Keep reciting is the first choice. If it doesn't work, then switch and switch and switch and switch. Okay, that's why we teach you many Dharma doors, many processes. All right, more questions? Okay, is that it? Any more questions? Yes, 8.
Thank you, Master. I had a dream last night. In my dream, Master told me my mom and my husband need a lot of blessing. And since I really worry two of them recently, so I want to ask questions. The first one is that you? And the second question is there some specific things I need to do for them? Thank you, Master.
Yes, at night I do travel around. Instead of resting, I go visit people in their dreams. So. You really think it's me? Seriously?
Because Master, you said some dream is real and some dream is not real. So I don't know. Sorry.
If it were last night, I can tell you this. I passed out. When I passed out, I have no idea what I'm doing. So it could be me, it could not be me. How is that for a definite answer? And what's the second question? So your mom is still alive or she's?
Yeah, she's still alive. But I can't back to China to visit her. And
she's back in the country?
Yeah, she lives in Beijing. She lives in Beijing. And,
Beijing?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
She got the plaques already, but I still worry because I can't back to the home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then, how old is she?
Over 70.
It's close to 70. Okay. In good health?
Yeah, I think so. But sometimes have a little issue.
Okay. That's normal. 70 is old. I don't think it was me. Honestly, because I have no idea as to what I do when I pass out. Okay. And it's not for sure it's an imposter either. What happened is that what I learned in Korea, the last trip in Korea, is that something called Inluwang Pusa. So the bodhisattvas out there who actually, whose job is to encourage people to either send messages to us that they need help, or encourage them to come to us for help. Okay. So, by the way, in general, I don't feel we need to steal disciples from temples at all, because all temples, all Buddhist temples, are part of a network, so that we can arrange, the bodhisattvas and Buddhists arrange for them to eventually go to the main station, if you will. Does it make sense? Okay. It brings to mind, for example, in France, there's something, a very famous train station called Gare du Nord, meaning the station of the north, where everyone goes, all the other stations, the Paris, in Paris, they have an extensive metro network. So you take the metro everywhere you go in Paris. Okay, it's great. It's cheap, it's fast, and you get to walk a lot. So doesn't matter how much butter and red wine you drink, you work it off. That's why the French are so slender and svelte, unlike us. So, but all the metro station would all go to the north, Gare du Nord, okay, the north station. Okay, so that's the same concept. In Buddhism, all the Buddhist temples eventually will ferry people to some kind of Gare du Nord, where they can go to the Pure Land. You see, it's part of a network. Don't feel that we're trying to steal disciples at all. There's no need. Okay? Eventually, in Luwang Pusa, all these bodhisattvas will arrange them, push them towards the main station. Okay. So the more I propagate Pure Land Dharma, the more I understand that it's a vast network. Okay, and Buddhism, have faith. We're all here to help. Okay, and so there's smaller stations and smaller places, and they're all a part of this réseau, this network, to bring living beings eventually where they can eventually go to the Pure Land. Isn't that cool? It's fantastic. Okay? We all are together. There's no competition for us in Buddhism at all. Okay? Not everyone can make it. but they being prepared. How is that? Amitabha Buddha really cares for you. Okay, so your question is that you're getting, all the good stuff, so don't worry so much. And that worries there is not you. Okay. Because you worry so much during the day, that's why at night they come harass you. So don't pay attention to it. I don't think it was me. I had a very pleasant and peaceful sleep last night. Okay, next question. Anyone else? Okay. Jewel Kong has a question. What happened? Oh yeah, okay. Wei Mao and Jewel Kong. Go ahead.
Okay. From Addison, Brazil. I have been reading The Perfection of Wisdom in 8,000 Lines Sutra, and it has spoken of Akshobhya Buddha field. Can you tell me the difference between Akshobhya and Amitabha in terms of going to the Pure Lands?
Okay, one more time, please.
From Addison, Brazil. I have been reading The Perfection of Wisdom in 8,000 Lines Sutra, and it has spoken of Akshobhya Buddha field. Can you tell me the difference between Akshobhya and Amitabha in terms of going to their Pure Lands?
Actual field Buddha, what's that?
Akshobhya Buddha.
Akshobhya Buddha. Akshobhya, which is medicine master Buddha. What's the difference? They're two different Buddhas. Okay, in Mahayana, Shakmina Buddha brought to our world two major Dharma doors. Shakyamuni Buddha came to our world primarily to teach the Chan Dharma door, you will, because he designated Mahakashyapa, great master Mahakashyapa, as the patriarch. And Mahakashyapa is a Chan master. So Shakyamuni Buddha main Dharma door is Chan, if you will. Okay, I put it in very simple terms for you because it's a lot more, of course. But it's a Chan Dharma door. And then he also brought two more Dharma doors that are very important for us. They are critical for us in our practice. One is Akshobhya Buddha Dharma door, and the other is Amitabha Buddha Dharma door. Akshobhya is Medicine Master Buddha, which I refer you to Medicine Master Buddha Sutra. Medicine Master Buddha takes care of all your needs this lifetime, whether it's material things, your necessities, your sicknesses, your safety. For example, you take a train, you will not die of accidental death. You take an airplane, you will not crash, and so forth. So it has, the Medicine Master Buddha has 12 great vows to help us achieve, again, what we want, what we need in this lifetime. So that's why the Buddha realizes, for example, in order for you to practice Chan, you need to eat, you need to have clothes to wear, you need a place to stay, and so forth. So you need Medicine Master Buddha blessings, if you will. Okay, so those are practical considerations. And so you need Medicine Master Buddha blessings for those reasons. So that's why the Chinese are pretty superior. Complete approach to cultivation. They taught the Medicine Master Buddha as one of the major tools for us in our cultivation. Unfortunately, as the current state of affairs in Mahayana practices, in cultivation, the Medicine Master Buddha Dharma door, Akshobhya Buddha's Dharma door is disappearing because it has no more, people don't see the results anymore. Okay? They go and they say, oh, I'm told that I need to have Medicine Master Buddha blessings. But they go to the temple and request the blessings from the temples. Unfortunately, for most temples right now, it's basically very little results. very little responses, very few responses. So that's why the Chinese or the people who are they're losing faith in a particular Dharma door. So only a handful of people of temples practice it because primarily because they want to differentiate themselves and they have limited results. So, but unfortunately, that Dharma door is dying. In contrast, our temple, we've been very fortunate. I'll be honest with you. Our disciples, our people, in particular here in the U.S., in Korea too, they have many responses. It's maybe because I have this little vow. I said, in this Dharma ending era, Medicine Master Buddha Dharma is disappearing, so I like to reverse that. And the way to make it happen is to have some results so that people have faith. Religion prospers because we're able to inspire faith in our followers. In Buddhism, it's not about talk, it's about results. So maybe that's why Medicine Master Buddha, Akshobhya Buddha, is helping us a lot more than not. And so it's easier for Akshobhya Buddha Dharma door to show results because you come to the temple, you have these needs, and therefore right now, and if the Dharma works, then you should get responses. There's no denying that. You cannot sing and dance and make promises. Okay, people are suffering. People have cancers. They have kidney issues, and they need help right now. They can't wait until next lifetime. They can't wait forever. Okay, and so Akshobhya, in summary, is the Buddha that can help us get blessing this lifetime to take care of our needs this lifetime. Okay, whereas Amitabha Buddha is for next lifetime. That is, after this lifetime here, there's a big unknown for us, a big question mark. What's going to happen to us after this? After all the money you have, after the love you are enjoying right now, when you come to the end of your life, what's going to happen to you? And Amitabha Buddha is the next lifetime Dharma door, where he encourages all of us to go to his Pure Land, which is far away from here. And very difficult to get to. And typically, in order to get there, you need some help. That's the only way for you to get there, is to get help. And therefore, because it's so far away, and it's the next lifetime, so it's very difficult for you to develop faith for it, to see results. So Akshobhya, you see results, and Amitabha Buddha is you really as a matter of faith. So this Pure Land Dharma door for Amitabha Buddha requires faith. Think about this, if you manage to get the Western Bliss Pure Land, you never have to work again. You never have to worry about money again. You get to eat all the food you like, as much you like, for free. Noma, I'm told. Noma, anyone been to Noma? Noma, one of the most renowned restaurants in the world. Red Zeppeli or something like that. Okay? In Oslo. He went to New York for 3 weeks to open a restaurant there for 3 weeks. Brought the whole team there. And a cover, is $700 per person. And you can't get in. It's like booked in full. As soon as they announce it, what kind of food? It's seasonal, so sometimes vegetarian in the summertime because you want to take advantage of the great vegetables. In the summer, in springtime is vegetarian. In the fall, it is game, meat. Yeah. So, how did we go into? Oh, the food. I'm crazy about food. To me, how can you live without good food? Okay. This is one of the reasons why I remain a monk, because I eat much better than before. For free. How's that? For incentives. I was telling my disciples, they say, wow, Master came to Korea. We have to eat so well, drink so well. Okay? And let's enjoy while we still can. So they all pick out. My baby in Korea, she likes apple. She used to eat like 8 apples a day. Okay? You know how much an apple, good apple, organic apple costs in Korea? $10. $10. $10, sir. Yeah, it's big like this, delicious. Okay, imagine 8 apples, $80 already. So when I came, I noticed they gave her these big apples. And after I said, I don't like apples, I'm fed up with apples, and I want to try something else. So then all of a sudden the apple became so small. So anyway, so you see, in the Pure Land, you can eat normal every day. At normal every day. How's that? Okay, for free. And so it's so fantastic over there. If that were true, okay, if it were the case, you can get all those great benefits for free, forever, until you become a Buddha. Think about it. Is that really possible? Huh? Logically. Malcolm, you believe that? That's too good to be true, yes? Yes, too.
I had a question, because sometimes people ask you about the scientific proof of the Pure Land. So you said that hell is straight below us. So is it possible to go down to hell to get a souvenir?
Yeah. So my point here is that it's too good to be true. If it were true, how much are you willing to pay for that? The answer is you cannot afford it. You don't have enough. Okay? I don't care how rich you are. Okay? What is rich nowadays? Huh? You know, I read an article that says rich is like you have $2 million. That's rich. In California, it's more like 10 million. 2 million in the boonies, yes. In California, 2 million, you cannot buy anything, especially in San Francisco. Okay, a house here costs $2 million. Anyway, the point here is that it doesn't matter how much money you have, okay, here. But after you die, you have to leave it behind. Okay, so it's not about how much money you can make here and you can save here in order to go to the Pure Land. The currency in order for you to be reborn there is absolute faith. You don't have faith, it's very unlikely you make it. Doesn't matter who you are, how rich you are, how powerful you are, makes no difference. Okay. So that faith of yours will be tested and over and over and over again. Okay? And to help make it deeper and stronger. That's the requirement. And that's the difference for Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha Buddha is on your next lifetime, and in order for that to happen, you need to develop faith. Okay, it takes tremendous faith to make it happen, and tremendous blessings. Okay, so that's the difference between the two Buddhas. One Buddha says, I will show you. Okay, you have faith in me, you see results. Whereas Amitabha Buddha says, I don't need to show you. Okay, and if you have faith in me, eventually you see for yourself. That's the difference. All right, Jewel Kong.
Hi, Master. 제 꿈에도 나오셨었는데 한국에서의 여행을 너무 짧게 하고 가신 거 아닌가요? 하나 더 있어요.
I think your trip was too short.
네, 제가 직장에서 그 대화를 하고 이제 집에 돌아오면 내가 왜 그런 말을 했지? 라고 생각하는 순간이 지금 너무 많아서 어떻게 해야 될지 잘 모르겠습니다.
When I talk to people in my workplace, sometimes I regret a lot about what I'm saying. In that case, what should I do?
Regret what did you tell your co-workers that you regret saying to them? Can you be specific?
뭐 질문을 받는다거나 대화를 하고 난 이후에 내가 그런 생각이 평소에 없었던 것 같은데 왜 그렇게 대답을 하고 왜 그렇게 대화를 했지? 라는 생각이 들 때가 자주 있는데 구체적으로 지금 생각을 해보려는 생각이 잘 안 납니다.
When I got a question or when I make a conversation with them, it's not what I think usually, but I don't know why I said like that. But I cannot say specifically right now.
Okay, when you can think specifically, then you can ask me questions. I don't. If I answer you in a hypothetical situation, it's too many. It's not enough time for that. Okay, specific. Be more specific when you remember. All right. Thank you. A few more minutes. Any more questions? Okay, if you have yes, go ahead, Conk.
Master, can we have dinner in Western Bliss Pure Land?
Can you have dinner in Western Bliss Pure Land?
Afternoon, yeah.
Would you like to have dinner in the Western Bliss Pure Land?
Yes, why not?
Okay, and then I will request Amitabha Buddha to give you dinner in the Western Bliss Pure Land with lots of apples. The fancy kind, the $20 kind. Amitabha Buddha is very compassionate. If you feel like dinner in the Pure Land, you can have dinner in the Pure Land. I can speak for him. I know him. He's too compassionate. He likes babies too, I'm told. Wei Mountain.
2 questions. The first one is from Snow Wu. What is the best way to get more wisdom?
Become enlightened. Okay? In Buddhism, the ultimate wisdom is become enlightened. And as you practice, enlightenment is a road towards enlightenment. As you get closer and closer, your wisdom increases naturally. This is why part of the Buddhist training is to speak Dharma to you. It's not simply that meditate or recite Buddha's name and go home. It doesn't work like that. For me personally, I found out the last 16 years, I speak more Dharma more often to you than my teacher, Master YongHua. He would cut off at half an hour. I would go an hour and a half, 2 hours. As long as you have a question, we try to answer as many questions as possible, because I found out it's a lot more helpful for you in your progress. And so towards that road towards wisdom, the ultimate wisdom is wisdom and enlightenment, or enlightened people. Your wisdom increases, okay? And in that process, you learn to solve your daily problems better. That's wisdom. You're more relaxed. You will live better. You become a better person, become more patient, become a better mother, more loving husband, and so forth. Better boyfriend, and so forth. And that's the sign that your wisdom is increasing. Okay? And you're less stupid, less confused. Wei Mountain.
From Addison, Brazil, is the merit, virtue, and blessings which transfer universally, the 10th of vow of universal worthy, different from the blessing one has for entering Amitabha Pure Land?
Yes, blessings are a currency, a spiritual currency, which you never have enough of. People of the world here in the Sahara world feel that they don't have enough blessings, and they don't have enough money. No money is enough for them. But what they don't realize, all that money is really a burden. Whereas blessings, spiritual blessings, that comes from your giving practices, from your generosity, by your helping others, by your making sacrifices in order for others to benefit from it. Those generate blessings for you. And that currency, that universal currency, you can use the blessings anywhere at all. You can use it now. You can use it hopefully now. For sure, it's a difference. It's that blessings, you still need more criteria in order for that to materialize and become money, become cars, become red cars, for example. I've been accruing a lot of blessing, hoping for red cars, and I had to go to Korea to see a red car. Okay, that's the nature of my blessing. I had to go very far from California to see what a red car is like. But the blessings are something that you carry with you, take with you everywhere you go, and that will materialize under the right circumstances that to benefit you. The nature of blessings is that it's beneficial for you. Blessings are never harmful to you, whereas money might be harmful to you, might not be good for you. Okay? So you accrue blessing, keep accruing. In Buddhism, you create blessings by practicing giving. And we teach you how to give better and better and better. All right. Anything else? Okay, it's 9 o'clock. So we stop here and do our great transference. Thank you.